All right, we live.
Okay.
Another episode of Game Over. Today we're gonna tell a quick story. It's not gonna be no long duration, but as we be, doing our sideline discussions and our personal builds, we be remembering certain certain eras and certain stories of our lives that pretty much that we learned and grown from. So I was talking about so one of my stories was this had to be like some years ago. Not too long ago. It was some years ago though. I got jammed up in a situation, and long story short, well, put it like this: a good night going bad. You know what I'm saying? A good night going bad, and I end up getting locked up, and the police officer ends up, putting my property, my money, my wallet, everything, and putting it inside the glove box in my car. So by the time I get out of jail, you know, I'm butt naked with clothes on. So I I get out. I'm locked up on 35th Street jail. I get out and my car is on 100 and like first in Michigan. So anybody from Chicago know the distance of that. Now it might not be extraordinarily far when you're on a motorized vehicle, but on foot, you don't you realize the distance. You appreciate those wheels, the inventions of you know, Ford Motors and Cadillac and all the other people that make cars and stuff. Even the bus. I would have been grateful to even catch the bus. I remember back in the day, you used to be able to hop on the bus like, you know what? I ain't got it. Brad, come on. They be like, come on. Nowadays, like, where your fare? You know what I'm saying? They will not move the bus without the fare. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you ain't gotta have that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, go ahead this time. You know what I'm saying? But now they won't. Ain't no see. That's just no credit in this world no more. You know what I'm saying? Or the importance of credit. You know what I'm saying? So, but it damn sure ain't no handouts in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So the credit comes from the people, your personals. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. So it's like, you know, now I wasn't on top, nowhere near financially at the time. You know, so I'm still grinding, trying to figure it out. Anybody that know me, I've been grinding for a long time. But I still, felt good about myself. I was confident or whatever. And I had my trials tribulations, but I was ahead of most of my class. But I then felt a quick glimpse of reality of I guess a reminder of like, all right, no matter how far you at, you know what I'm saying, at the blink of an eye in a split second, you could be right down at point A, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning of the starting line, you know what I'm saying, with everybody else. So not only did I have a glimpse, a quick reminder of what it's like to be, an average Joe Blow. I also had the opportunity to experience what it feels like to be below that. So and I'm talking about like, I was in the same playing field in the same position as your average everyday, homeless person. So and I was still confident about my journey, taking that walk or even starting to walk from 35th Street to 101st in Michigan. My whole mind frame was starting like I'm just remembering my thought process. You know what I'm saying? First of all, in order to even halfway accomplish this mission, you cannot think about the walk at all. You know what I'm saying? You don't think about the walk. And when your legs start to burn and the sun starts to bleed the sweat off your face, just keep on moving. Keep on. Just know at some point you're gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? Don't count the time. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So now that worked out up until I got to around 47th Street, and I need that got some goddamn water because it was hot as hell that day, and You know what I'm saying? At this point, I needed water for survival. It's like it wasn't to the point where it's like I'm gonna go ahead and grab some. It's like at this point, I can't make it too much longer without water. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking. I'm trucking, and I'm not a slow walker at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew I can make it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I have no fluids. You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter how fast your car is, no matter how fancy, how much horsepower, what type of engine, who is made by, that motherfucker is not going nowhere without what?
Gas.
Motherfucking gas. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what puts us all in the same playing field. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I get to 47, I stopped at one store, asked for some water. They're like, no, you must buy something. You know what I'm saying? Stopped at another store, same thing. And then another one would have gave me some water, I think, but I needed my own cup. And it's funny, like I stepped outside and it was a homeless man that had a cup. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, at this point, he got something that I need. He got a cup and I don't. You know what I'm saying? So my pride wasn't there yet to buckle down, ask him for a cup or whatever like that. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep trucking. So I'm trucking. And I think by the time I got to like in the 70s, around the 70s, it was this mom and pop like soul food restaurant. And I walked in, they had this beautiful glass. It wasn't a glass, one of them beautiful I don't even know what to call it. It was a big ass jug of water, a glass jug of water that had fresh lemons in it. And I looked at them ladies. I say, "Can I please have a cup of water?" He said, "Yes, of course, young man." You know, blah, blah, blah. I say, "Man, you have." I smashed like 3 or 4 cups. They had these little mini courtesy cups. Smashed them joints. And I remembered them. You know what I'm saying? Because I was gonna come back there and just get them some money type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was good. So I refueled. I got some gas back on the journey. At this time, I'm still tired as shit. So just count. So just subtract. Just in general, don't you count, because just if people don't know how the blocks work in Chicago, just simply subtract 135 from 101. That's how many blocks I had to walk just off of that. Then times the, you know what I'm saying? It's like so I get to 83rd, because remember I have no money and nothing. So in order to get the car, I need money. You know what I'm saying? So the plan was to stop at the Bank of America on 83rd. So hold on. So the plan was to stop at the Bank of America on 83rd. So I get to 83rd finally, and they like and then all of a sudden I see this older guy politely sitting on the corner, and he looked at me. I looked at him. He said, "Hey, young man, come out." I say, he's like, you got a second? I was about to say like, nah, not right now, not really. But he just kind of like over talking like, come on, come help me push this car. So he was sitting on the side of the road, sitting on the curb. I guess his car was disabled, and he asked me, can I help him push his car up the hill? So I'm thinking to myself, like, you have to be fucking kidding me. There's no way I'm pushing the car up the hill up under these conditions. But this is one of those scenarios where I can tell, I can decipher the communication where whether it's just some basic shit or if it's on a spiritual level. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because first of all, like, where did this guy even come from? This don't even make sense to be even happening right now. I'm like, okay, this must be an ultimate test. You know what I'm saying? Because I have every right to say fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be logical. You know what I'm saying? Without probably nobody even judging me. Like, yeah, of course not. You're tired as fuck, dude. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. But no, I say it was meant for me to go through all this shit, walk this long ass journey, be damn about to pass out, you know what I'm saying, die of thirst, and then 75% towards the journey, be asked to do a task that makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? That I'm like, you know what? Let's do this shit. I pushed that motherfucking car. You know what I'm saying? Sent that old man on his way. Of course, I get to Bank of America and they're closed. I said, okay. I said, okay, cool. Okay. I said, all right, okay. It's like taking every hit as like some sort of fuel to the flight to amplify my fire to make it. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is there gotta be some goddamn rewards after this. You know? So it's like, and it gotta be meant for me to survive, you know, because I don't know nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So I end up now remember, I could have just kept walking. If that was the case, I could have just kept walking straight and been damn near there already. But I made that right turn going the opposite way on 83rd to get to Bank of America. So here I go to opposite way again, headed towards 101st and going towards Michigan. I finally get there, and went through the whole process of getting the vehicle and stuff like that. And it's just funny, as soon as I put my key in that car door and put the key in the ignition, started it up, and they opened up that gate, I just like back down like SmackDown. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it is what it is. It was what it was. Now it's time to go again. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go again. And it's like, I never forget that story. That's like one of the wild ones. That had to meant something past what it was.
What's interesting is the fact that although you were going through everything that you went through just to get to that point, you still stopped to help somebody out. So you took yourself out of the equation and you blessed somebody else along your journey, even though you went through a struggle. And to first of all, if anybody is familiar with these Chicago blocks, man, they're not Chicago city blocks, unlike anybody else's city blocks, man. Them Chicago city blocks like 2 blocks in any other state. It's like you get to walking, you like, okay, I'm starting at 35th. You'll be walking for about 10 minutes and you'll be on like 38. That's, oh man. So the fact that you even put it in your mind to even walk that far, it's something to be said about that. Because man, I don't know. That's too many blocks, bro. That's too many blocks. That's a lot of blocks for like a marathon. That's you know what I'm saying? If I'm not getting no trophy behind it, or nah, I'm sorry, I ain't making that journey. I'm gonna have to figure out something else or whatever. But but you did what you had to do along your journey. But in going through all of that, you still help somebody out. Help somebody out along the way, and that's the whole point. Sometimes I believe God puts people on, puts people in your life temporarily to test you, to see, okay, regardless of what you go through, here's the task that needs to be completed. Will you complete the task, or will you find an excuse? You completed the task, and then as soon as you got to your car, you was back to normal.
Mm-hmm. Instantaneously.
Yeah.
That's like that's you can't get nothing. You can't get a better reality check than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like that's what makes it still an even playing field. So it really boils down to what a person really wants to do. What do they choose to commit themselves to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, what was interesting, the funniest part of the story, which isn't funny, is you said that, hey, even the bum had the cup. The homeless guy had the cup. So he had something. At that point in life, when y'all lives intersected, he was better than you, bro.
It was yeah.
He was better off than you, bro.
That he was the man at that point. You know what I'm saying? I was nothing. I was nothing, B. Nothing.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
And I literally felt like nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like even though I knew my poverty was temporary, at that moment I couldn't tell nobody otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't have shit right now.
Yeah, man. And so the second point of that is, man, man, we get to the point where we up right now. But at the blink of an eye, man, you can be just like the homeless guy. You can just be like the homeless guy. So the struggle, the everyday struggle that we go through is we grind so that we don't ever have to see those positions. You know, you try to stay so far up that even if you fall off, you back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. I would no, I'm not even gonna put that in the air. But normal is that's kind of like the that's the scariest part of to life to me, just to be normal. Like when I was younger in high school, I would do it. I would try to do things to like fit in. Now, man, I'm in my own zone, so it's like I don't even want to be normal. I feel a little uneasy when I feel like I'm being normal, or people consider me normal, or no, we got to stand out, man.
To be normalized, right? To
Yeah,
be to be normalized. It's like I'm at the point now. I kind of like categorize things based on that. Like it's like in personal and business. Like especially based on the way this life and this world is designed. It's like if it's something that everybody's talking about, I really don't. I go the opposite way. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I want to focus on shit that everybody is not paying attention to. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Everybody's not talking about. I seem to find that if it's something that's everybody's already up on, everybody tuning into, at this point, it's already been used, abused, and diluted, and and it's very little left for you individually, to really conquer that territory. It's all about conquering foreign lands, and settling on a foreign land, by yourself can be, I guess there's a small fear factor because it's lonely there, just like it's lonely at the top. But that people that know the power of that, and benefit of that, really, really embrace that.
Yeah. You know what? I had a conversation. I had a meeting 2 weeks ago, and I called you after the meeting. I was introducing a mobile app concept to a development center out here in the Chicagoland area. And the director was an older white guy. And the app that I currently have is the Black owned business app for the Chicagoland area. But uh, I'm used to dealing with people within my age range, and I've been dealing with black people that's around my age range. So I'm talking to this white guy, older white guy, and I'm showing him this black on. I'm doing the demonstration, and he says, "I said, hey man, hey don't worry about it. I do business with white people too. Y'all money spend just as good as these black people money spend or whatever." So he got a laugh out of that. But before I even showed him the product, it was the confidence that I exuded. I just approached the situation with just like really solution oriented. And before I even showed him the product, they offered me office space. They want me to like run a technology team. They want me to work with all of the black vendors that's within the network. And I got a follow up meeting with them in 2 days. So it's like, and I ain't even show them nothing. I didn't even show him nothing, man. But it was just it's sometimes it's when like you said, when you walk into a space where it hasn't been conquered, you can plant your flag. You can plant your flag in the ground, and you can make that your own country.
Mhm.
So
We ain't
that,
got we ain't got to bite other people's shit. We do not have to inherit the Christopher Columbus syndrome.
yeah, yeah, absolutely not. It's like, man, it's so many ideas out here, and there's so many different ways to make money, and there's so many different ways to brand yourself. There's no need to bite anybody else. There's no
Mhm.
need. Be original.
But yeah, that originality, man, that's something that's becoming foreign these days.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but man, yeah, these are the stories that make us great, the stories that make us who we are, and the stories that keep us moving. You know what I'm saying, through the thick, through the thin. you know, and those that understand based on the experience of going through that stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just remember, at the blink of an eye, man, you can be up, but blink of an eye, man, you can get right back down. So, man, you want to get to the point where you get so far up, so far up. If you fall down, you still above the clouds. You know.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
that's why we never stay satisfied. Even when we win, it's like we're right back to work. We might celebrate for a half a day and right back to
Hmm.
work. Right back to work. Half the time, me and this brother, when we would go out and we would meet up every Thursdays to do accountability meetings with each other. So if I meet him and he said, "What you working on this week?" I said, "Okay, I'm sending out these emails. I'm trying to get in contact with this agency. I'm trying to do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this." So I said, "What you doing?" He said, "I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing X, Y, Z." So the next Thursday that we meet up with, he's like, "So what's the status on that?" Okay, I sent the emails this and this and this. Now I asked him, "What's the status on this?" He said, "I've already done this. I'm in phase two right here. This is what phase two is gonna look like." So the next Thursday we meet is right back to the same thing. So we've been holding each other accountable for the longest. But the funny part about it is when we go out, sometimes we go out to restaurants, sometimes we go out to bar and grills, regardless of where we at. He got a laptop, he got an iPad, I got an iPad, I got my cell phone. Half the time we looking up every 10 seconds to talk to each other, but we working while we kicking it. Working while we kicking it. Because the grind don't stop.
Mm-mm,
The grind don't stop.
mm-mm. That's people got to understand. It's like the only reason we kind of all we do is pretty much change environment. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to drive ourselves crazy or insane. So we have to create some form of balance because we technically, no matter how much fun we look like we have, for the most part, it's like we grind 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then the other few hours we sleeping. You know.
Yep. And that's if we sleep, because there's many a days like I said, there's many a days I go to sleep the next day and may still have a 9 o'clock in the morning appointment or a meeting, but I mean you just do what you got to do at this point.
Hmm.
You know, you just do what you have to do because at the end of the day, there's a finite amount of time that things have to be taken care of in an orderly fashion. So if you
We
know your deadline is Tuesday and uh, you need you need 3 more days to complete it, but it's only 2 days remaining. That means that means one of them days you're gonna have to stay up all night.
Period. Ain't no tomorrow. Everybody always talking about tomorrow as if you're always gonna be gifted or granted a tomorrow. You
Mm,
know, it's not. It's all about absolutely what you can get done right now.
right,
You know.
right, and you know, and that's the type of stuff, man, that kind of like builds character, builds champions, because we don't. I My last option is to reschedule the meeting because I know the importance of my time. I don't want people rescheduling meetings that I already have set up. So if I commit to a time uh, and I'm supposed to present something or I'm supposed to just have like a conversation with somebody, I just want to make sure that I'm always prepared. And speaking of preparation, preparation is I think that is the key to success. I've literally have about in my cell phone. I literally have 35 to 40 presentations prepared for people that I want to meet this year. They don't even know I exist.
Hmm.
They don't even know I exist. I got PowerPoint presentations already, and I got that concept from when I had an idea. I said, okay, I want to meet this person. I want to meet this person. I want to meet this person. So in 2000, it might have been about 2017, I just started doing presentations for different state agencies that I wanted to connect with. So when I finally started getting those meetings at 2018, 2019, all I had to do was just update the data. They said, "Can you meet on Wednesday?" Man, I had that presentation done in 17. So now instead of using 17 data, I move it up to 2018 data.
Yep.
But you just got to stay prepared.
And the perception of that, as far as to the individuals or companies you set that proposal up for, in their mind, it's like this motherfucker is a goddamn genius or and a rocket ship because we just met today. He already hit us with this, so it's having that already preset that identifies a certain mindset. Like, dude, this guy is a supreme chess player. Maybe even if a person don't know how to play the actual game of chess, the actual game of chess is the game of life. You know what I'm saying? And these same rules apply all across the board, whether it's your personal life or your business life. That's the thin line between personal is business, business is personal. It kind of they've kind of balance each other out, because if your personal affairs isn't in order, you know what I'm saying, your business affairs are going to leak or be compromised at some point in time. So you got to know how to have balance and to cut off the fat, so to speak, when necessary.
And speaking of the game of chess, the object of the game of chess is to protect the king at all costs.
At all costs.
And I'm going to leave that right there.
And whoever don't understand that should not be playing under the position that involves protecting the king. I'm going to leave it right there. That's something, period.
Hey, and if you don't understand that, the game is already over.
Period. So that's exactly so we're gonna leave it like that, y'all. That was a quick about 30 minutes. Make sure y'all get those likes up. Don't just watch. Make sure y'all support that. We putting our times on the line right now to make sure we trying to prep ourselves to be able to do this on a continuous, consistent basis. Because we do get lost in our own sauce. We be in our own world, and we begin like, damn, let's go holler at the people real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's communicate. Let's give that. But we need that feedback. You know what I'm saying? Let us know how y'all feeling, what y'all think. We want to continue to give value. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. So this is our community service and donation from us to you, to the people.
Absolutely, man. Peace world. Y'all stay safe and stay prepared, baby.
Game over.
Yeah.